Hey guys and dolls, this is my second Beer Fest video. As you know from the first Beer Fest video, I talked about my day one, and I'm going to talk more about day two. I actually, for the second day of Beer Fest, went with my dad, so you can totally make fun of me for that one, but he had a good time too, and it was kind of nice to see, my dad's perspective on what he enjoyed and what he liked. His biggest thing was that as he was tasting the beers, a lot of them are very rich, very heavy. They have different flavors. You have your fruit flavors, you have your chocolate infused stouts, you have, raspberry ciders and all these different things. And he's like, "Where's my Bud Light?" And I think that was a good sort of tell on what the Beer Fest was kind of about. It was about introducing Atlantic City to a lot of new and creative and very innovative craft beers, but I will say I don't know if I tasted any just the beers there. You know what I mean? Like there were companies you'd recognize, like Sam Adams was there and Sierra Nevada and different breweries like that where they're more mainstream, but you're not gonna, you Budweiser I don't think was there at all unless they were hidden and I wasn't paying attention. Um, I think it's good that it was a lot of different flavors and sort of things you would never really get to try on your own unless you were in, unless you found out about them, and then you use this to find out about them and you buy them. Um, but with that said, the crowd was twice the size. I might be exaggerating. It felt like twice the size than it was the first session. Um, a lot tried even more beers. What was cool, random happy moment of Dana-ness. DragynAlly-ness, Dana-ness. Eventually I'll decide between my real name and DragynAlly. Anywho, I wear these knee-high Converse that some of you who follow me on Facebook have seen, and they are these crazy shoes, and people kept asking me, well, how do you get those on? How do you tie them up? There's a zipper in the back. I cheat. And I had said that to somebody session one, and they ran into me session two, and they're like, oh, I remember the zipper in the back. So it was kind of cool. Um, I tried Virgin Islands tropical beers. They were really good. I tried what I did day session one. I was like, let me try specific beers. Let me try more than one beer per vendor. Session two, I was like, surprise me. And so he's like, well, mango beer for you, and it was really good. Not like you were drinking a mango, but like this hint of mango flavor in the back of, um, I want to say an IPA. It was very light, but had like a hoppy flavor to it. But you could still like have the essence of mango in the background. Let's see, trying to remember my favorites from day two because like there were some that really stuck out with me too. Oh, day two, I actually tried the silent disco. What this is you put on headphones, and only people with the headphones can hear the music. No one else can. This is really awesome for like an event like Beer Fest because it's very noisy. There are bands playing, wonderful bands, and if you want to listen to the bands, that's great. But if you want to hear music and dance, well, different thing. And so you could put on the headphones and you were in the silent disco, and only the people in the silent disco could hear it. So people outside are looking at these crazy people dancing, but it's really cool and a lot of fun. Brought to you by Boogie Nights in Atlantic City. Um, ooh, Samuel Smith's brewery company. I love them. That was another one I went to and was like, surprised me. He mixed chocolate stout and raspberry beer together. Chocolate covered raspberry. I think he was my hero for that one because that was one of the best tasting things I had all Beer Fest. Then I got to see another cooking demo. Oh, this time it was the Dinner Bell, and she made a black bean soup with bacon. It was probably the most delicious thing. Oh, what I forgot to mention is all the cooking demos involved beer and cooking with beer. So I mean, it was a Beer Fest all the way around, and you got to taste the beer they were cooking with as you were eating. So that was really cool. Went back to Phillips Seafood, had more tuna tacos, but what I really loved too were the crab cake sliders. Once again, looking at the phone, judge me if you must. They had a really good flavor to them, but they had ham in them, which was kind of weird. It was supposed to taste similar to like a Reuben, but to me it just tasted like crab cake with a very thick Thousand Island dressing sauce. Um, One of my favorite beer companies of the entire fest, not to pick favorites, but I might be, Evil Genius Beer Company had this really good um German wheat style beer, and it was called Hunchback. It probably one of the best flavors for those My dad liked it the best. Basically, it's a lighter, drinkable beer. It's not that the other beers aren't drinkable. When I say drinkable, I mean like this is the kind of beer you get in Germany, this big, and you're drinking it down like it's water. It's such a wonderful, refreshing beer, and such a great taste. So that was probably one of my favorites. Also, I tried Ace cider in pear, and that was really good too. What I got from the overall experience of Beer Fest was just putting down the phone. Um, was that it was a great sort of event to sort of try and get a sample of different beers that you may not ever try ever again, or you might be hunting them down like I am, trying to figure out where they're sold and different things like that. It's a full-on experience. You get the feel of what sort of, I want to say, beer culture is, and I'm sure there's somebody who's more into beer than I am who could speak more to that, but like there is a culture to it. There is this sort of sense of beer being as sort of refined as wine, but still being sort of down to earth. So you got a lot of people sort of brewing up their own batches, experimenting with flavors. I forgot session one, the um, New Jersey Brewing Company. I want to make sure I'm saying that right, so I'm actually going back to the photos. Because that was the last beer I tried on day one, and I have to give them a shout out because, one, you're dealing with a New Jersey brewery, rock on New Jersey. The New Jersey Beer Company, that's it. New Jersey Beer Company, New Jersey Beer Company, New Jersey Beer Company. I have to say it, I have to give them a shout out. Rock on to you guys, because you guys made this chocolate stout. Now, they told me that they actually infuse it with chocolate and raisins, and you can taste it, and it was such a wonderful taste. But anyway, back to my whole sort of spiel on beer culture. You get a feel of beer culture. You get the sense that it isn't just about chugging the beer down. It's not about getting wasted on a Friday or Saturday night. It's about tasting and trying different things, seeing how beer pairs with food, seeing how um, beer pairs with your everyday life, seeing what kind of beer you would drink on a nice summer day, what you would drink when it's cold outside and you want to sit by the fire and sip something. And so it's about beer being more part of your everyday life than it is about beer just being that, go-to drink when you're at the bar. And I think that's such a cool thing. Um, the Atlantic City Beer Fest also sort of, it shines a light on these different breweries that, frankly, I had never heard of. And some of them are in my own backyard, which makes me really sad because there's Jersey breweries up and down, the Jersey coast, and I'm missing them. So it's very cool introduction. And what's great is you get people from all over the country, hanging out, coming to Atlantic City to see what's up and seeing what beers they can try. So it was a lot of fun. I'm going back next year. I hope you guys come too. I think that's it, guys and dolls. It was a lot of fun. Check out my pictures in the post, and if you have any questions, let me know. Alright, I'm out. Bye.